if you're not going to leave, you're mad for us. We don't want to hear about your relationship problem. Don't deserve it, but you give it. You give me Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. So guys, before I even get into the video, I want to say happy Independence Day to Jamaica. By the time I release this video, Independence Day probably gone, but if not, happy Independence Day Jamaica, and I hope everybody has been having an amazing day. So it's been a while since I've posted, and you know, I try to be more consistent. I want to be more consistent. It's not really working out, but I'm really thankful for all the persons who have still stayed as a subscriber. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm thankful to have you. So let's get right into the video. So I asked you, my friends, on WhatsApp and on Instagram to tell me what kind of things you wish girls knew or would do or would stop doing. And for the females, I asked what kind of things do you wish males knew or would do or would stop doing. Alright, so I'm going to read both the responses from the males and the females and give my opinions on what they have said. So let's get into it. Alright, so before I begin, I just want to say that a lot of these responses are extremely long, so I had to break them down and just take out the main part of those responses. And some of the responses, some persons shared the same kind of thoughts, so I will just be responding to those at one time and not repeating questions, or sorry, I won't be repeating the comments more than once. Alright, so this first comment was from a male, and he says, wish females could stop overthinking at times. If I stop texting you, it doesn't mean I have someone over. It just simply means I want my me time. Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. I feel like if people took more time to communicate properly, more women wouldn't be overthinking. Maybe not, because a lot of us overthink for no reason. A lot of us have trust issues, and I feel like before you even go into a relationship, you probably need to deal with those insecurities and those trust issues, so that you're not passing on that kind of burden to somebody else. But if you're going to be busy, if you just want your me time, then communicate that. You don't have to just disappear, especially if it's somebody who cares about you, someone who you're close to, your significant other, your girlfriend. Then of course she would appreciate you saying, alright, I'm going to be busy for this amount of time. If you don't hear from me, this is why. But don't just disappear and show up when you feel like. I feel like when you care about somebody, you will let them know what is going on. Don't just leave her, you know, not knowing what you're doing. Because when she does start to overthink, you can't blame her, because you didn't communicate what was happening. You didn't tell her what was happening, you know. And even for me personally, if, say for example, I know that you're going on the road, just tell me, like, you know, I'm going to be on the road. So if you don't hear from me, that's why. Because when I'm trying to reach out to you, I'm not getting to you, I'm going to be wondering, like, is he okay? Like, did he meet an accident? That is just how I think, and I'm going to be worried about you. So the least you can do is communicate. Even, yeah, like, if just the beginning of the day, like, send a quick text, call, you know, I won't be available. So that's why. But don't just leave me hanging and expect me to just be comfortable with that.
That's weird.
You know, treat the female the way that you would want her to treat you. And if you don't actually care about her, if it's really just a, you know, a temporary thing for you, then I would suggest that you just leave her alone. You get me? Yeah, that's what. Communication, good communication is key. The next person said, this is also a male, men are allowed to have feelings and show emotions and be weak sometimes. I completely agree. I think a lot of times we pressure men to be tough, and you know, if they try to express emotions, we call them soft and all of that, we belittle them. And Men, I want you to know that it is okay to be emotional sometimes. It is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to open up. For me, I do not like when I am talking to somebody, I'm expressing myself to somebody, and they have nothing to say, no kind of reaction, no emotions, no nothing. Like, I appreciate a person who can express themselves well. But this doesn't mean no, I want someone to go ball every second. No, I can't deal with that. But when it is time to be expressive, when it is time to be vulnerable, I do not mind a person who, you know, can express themselves. So yes, men, you can express yourself, and women, make up a mind. Like, what do you want? Like, do you want a tough man who can't express nothing to you, or do you want someone who is able to be honest and vulnerable when it is necessary? Alright, so I'm going to read one from the females now. So this person kind of similar. This female said, I wish men would break the habit of closing off their emotions as it relates to them being depressed or troubled with the thought that a man should be tough. Again, if you are going through a rough time, if you need somebody to talk to, you don't have to put up this wall every time. And yes, I think there are always going to be females who will belittle you or call you different kind of names because you choose to be, you know, expressive and vulnerable. But there are other females in the world who actually appreciate that kind of I forgot it now. They appreciate that kind of, yeah. And would appreciate you just taking your guard down for a bit and just say what you need to say. Because a lot of the times I think that's why so many people go around the world angry and bitter and hurting one another, because we're not saying what is on our hearts. I would just have up these people in our hearts, and we'll go around hurting this person, and a lot of times the persons who we are being angry towards, they don't deserve it, you know. And so I think it's very important that we really, men, you know, find somebody who is willing to listen, not somebody who's going to go back behind your back and tell all them friends what you told them about now. And you might say, well, how do I know that she won't do this? Well, I think truly there's really no way to know, but I guess if you speak to her enough and well enough, and you know, I would say talk to the Lord about it, and He will lead you to the right people. He will surround you with the right friends who are good for you. Yeah. Another female said, understand that no means no for any and everything. Sorry. So absolutely, men can be so difficult. When I tell them no, it's like the world at end, and a lot of them say a lot of them take you saying no as disrespect, and we can't appreciate men who stay like that. Like, if I say no, if you want to do something and I say no, then okay, if you're ashamed, alright, take it and move on.
I said what I said. And always, I'm not changing on it, okay? I said what I said. It ain't changing over.
But don't allow the woman to feel guilty. Don't call her different names just because she has rejected you. Like, you have to respect her and respect yourself to realize that, alright, this is not for me. She's not about that life, and be okay with it and move on. There are so many experiences I've had where you tell a man no and they try to make you feel guilty about it. Like, they'll be like, I thought you loved me, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, people have standards, people have values, and people have boundaries, and you should not be afraid to stand firm on those standards and values and boundaries. If that person cannot respect that, then you do not need that in your life, and then need to just keep it moving. Like, you don't, if you have to step out of what you believe in just to make this person feel comfortable, then that is not the person for you and they do not respect you. So yeah, this is for the gamer guys, especially who have woman I left them because of this. When you can't stop free from play a game. We prioritize our relationships, but sometimes we need to relax with the bros and play games. It's probably like 2 or 3 hours, so please don't make it a big deal. You know why some women hate guys who just want to play a game for relax a little bit? You know the reader said that. Oh, yeah, sure. Guys, yeah, free to play a game, but at some point you have to stop. You know, at some point you have to realize, you know, the girl needs attention. So sure, play a game, enjoy yourself. And women, I think when males are having their game session with their friends, nobody hover over them, just give them a little space, you know. They need they cannot, their lives cannot be wrapped up in and around just a relationship. Like they need a life, you know, outside of a relationship. So yeah, give them a little time to enjoy themselves. But males also need to understand that you cannot be so caught up in the game and they have this relationship. Like as you wake up game, lunchtime game, night game, just over and over. So then you, yeah, like, so if you're prioritizing these things, like if you're making time, if there's a balance, then sure, you know. And as long as the female understands that, because sometimes the girl may not understand, so make sure that you have communicated this with her, you know, I'm gonna need like a time for the game or whatever, and if she understanding, then sure, yeah. Alright, so moving on. This male said, if you're not going to leave your man for us, or if you're not going to leave us for your, if you're not going to leave what he wanted to say is, if you're not going to leave your man for us, we don't want to hear about your relationship problems. You see that person, you know, I take him so seriously. I take him so seriously. Like, this is a very, I think it's such a sad thing to say, because, you know, like, suppose it is a situation where the woman, the female, trusts you. Like, she feels as if you are somebody she can just open up to, somebody she can pour her heart out to, and all you're interested in is she leaving a man for you, then she don't need you and you need to leave her alone. Because I don't think persons like this will honestly let her know that I'm not really interested in your story, still not really the man I really you want, you know. Like that kind of attitude, I feel like that is so kind of scary to me, because then how are you going to treat her once, or if she becomes yours? Like, yeah, that kind of just scary to me. If you're not interested in what, if you're not interested in her heart, in, you know, just helping her out or being a listening ear, being a shoulder to cry on, then just leave her alone. And this is easier said than done. It's good to hear, good to say, but people are actually not like that a lot of the time. And yeah, it might not leave her alone. It might just pretend to be listening just so that it can get you at the end of the day. And that's not cute. We don't like that. Yeah, moving on. Just because I'm nice to you doesn't mean I'm looking you. Being nice is common human decency. I agree, a lot of times women are being nice and men will interpret it as flirting. Sometimes I'm afraid to talk to man, you know, because them think you like them just because you're being a good human being. Like, you just be nice, you just check up on them like you're good, not because we want you, I just want to see you're good, you know. So sometimes just need to humble yourself, and this goes for the females as well. Just because a guy is being nice to you does not mean that he wants you, doesn't mean that he's in my look, yo. Yeah, so sometimes we need to calm down ourselves too, because we feel like we're all that and the guy is just being nice. Sometimes a guy compliments you and you swear same wants you. That's not always the case. Sometimes he's just really being nice. So yeah, this female said, men should also stop feeding on broken souls. I mean, if you're broken, get help, heal. This is the one, amen. Then when you decide when you decide what you want and where you want to go and the ways you want to grow, then you can decide what you want and where you want to go and the ways you want to grow and improve. So many of us, not even men alone, females as well, we have not healed, or we have not dealt with the broken parts of us. We have not dealt with our struggles. We have not dealt with things that have hurt us. So then a lot of us aren't healed, we're just distracted, walking around swear so we're healed, right? And then the slightest inconvenience, the slightest trigger, and you're back to this person, this bad person. It is what to say, you are just passing on that hurt to other people, you know. And it is so important to me, I think it's so important to heal, because you know what, if you hurt other people who don't deserve it, and even if you deserve it, you still don't want to be hurting other people, you know. Deal with your things first and be honest about where you are in your journey of healing. Like, if you really feel like you might like this person, but if you really know within yourself, I like you, but I'm not in a place where I can handle a relationship. I'm not in a place where I can even tell you something like you. Then just be honest about that. The female might feel away, the man might feel away, but I think at the end of the day, what is important is that you have been honest, because that would have saved you so much heartbreak, that female so much heartbreak. When I end up go through this whole cycle that wasn't necessary. So just heal first and be honest about it. Be honest about your journey. And if it means that the person moves on to somebody else, fine. But nobody take up the person when you know say you could not have managed that relationship at the time. And just everybody ends up getting hurt. So just leave that alone. This is a man. He says, we mean what we say, no hidden agendas, just take it plain and straight. I'm not agree with that. Alright, so I'm not saying that men do not mean what they say, but a lot of the time men do not mean what they say. Like, so I think a lot of the times men will tell you what you want to hear, and that I can't bother with. Stop telling me what I want to hear. Yes, you want me. Yes, you want the girl. Yes, you want the guy. But just be real. You can't hide it for so long and no more. Just be real. And no bother with the pretend thing. It doesn't make any sense. It's not worth it. You telling me what I want to hear not gonna work out, because at the end of the day, when the truth comes out, what is going to happen? Everybody ended up wasting their time. So for the men who do mean what they say, that's great. You know, we appreciate you men. But for the rest of you who doesn't put on this show, you know what I'm saying? Please stop arguing about dumb stuff. Smile and be positive. This person, I feel like this person just sounds very insensitive to me. And I'm not say that males, I'm not saying that females do not argue about unnecessary things. I'm not saying that we're not petty, but a lot of the times we are talking about not even say a lot of the times, sometimes we express ourselves about things that are really important to us, and you see it as dumb just because it doesn't really affect you, it has nothing to do with you. You could just care less about what the woman is saying. Why are you in a relationship? It's just all about you, you know. When you have your story to tell about your day or whatever you have to talk about, you're going to want the female to listen to you. Or I would think that you'd want the woman to listen to you. So why not do the same for her? Why not be that person she can open up to. Like, I don't think she decided to be with you just to be ignored and dismissed. You get me? And if you cannot be that for her, if everything she says is seen as unimportant and dumb and unnecessary, then you need to go sort out yourself. You need to leave her alone, give her some space, make sure find somebody else who is better, because you're not ready for this. You're not ready for this. Lying unnecessarily is just not it. A lot of women do appreciate the truth and would like to know where they are at from the get-go. Yeah, I kind of said this throughout the video already. Just be honest about your thoughts, your feelings, where you're at in life, what you're working towards, what you're doing. Some women will not be not, be okay with that, and that's fine. Do not settle, just because you're lonely or you're tired of being alone. Like, just be honest, and there's somebody out there who will appreciate you for who you are. Yeah. Cannot read your minds or remember everything. Please communicate with us. Me can't bother with the repeating thing over and over again. Like, if I say something to you today, tomorrow, next week, the week after that, and you still don't remember, I'm going to feel like you're not listening to me, like you're not paying attention, like nothing what I'm saying is important. So yes, I understand that you can't read our minds, but as it relates to remembering things, why is it that females can remember the details? I'm gonna say some man I gonna say that's just how your females are, that's just how females are wired or whatever. There are men out there who remember the little things, even if you have to write it in your phone, even that. But to have a woman express certain things, worse if it's traumatic, and then you don't remember and just to bring it up again like that, no. No. So the least you could do is remember something. Yeah, the least you can do. There are others, but that's where I'm going to stop for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you can relate to any of these, if there's anything you would like to share in the comments, please feel free to drop it down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, thank you for watching. Happy Independence Day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Response.